Listen here, I know you read the title, right? We are not voting for the ANC in 2024. We hate commies everywhere and death is too good for them. If, hypothetically, the ANC wanted to win in 2024, we have very good evidence in front of us suggesting how that can actually be. And Byron, would you know it, if the ANC took all the land away and gave it to themselves, they would not win 2024. Are you shocked?
I am absolutely shocked because I have heard from the ANC, I mean, no one else, even the IRR's research shows the ANC to be liars, but we all know that the ANC are not liars. Everything they say is the truth, right? And I've heard from the ANC and the EFF, and I mean, they're also very credible, that all South Africans want is the land back. And as long as we give them the land back, then everything will be hunky-dory and everybody will be happy. Are you telling me that that's not true? I'm shocked.
I mean, based on very racist facts and reason and evidence, apparently it's not true. So we received a report by the Social Research Foundation, which is a foundation that we hold in high regard for their clarity of analysis of South Africa, and it's basically titled The Social and Economic Trends Behind ANC Political Support in South Africa. And would you know it? None of the things we think create ANC support actually create ANC support. Do you think if everyone had a social grant, the ANC would win in 2024?
Well, I find this absolutely flabbergasting, as will our audience, that apparently the 350 Rand isn't like the highlight of everybody's month. You know, a couple of streetwisers and you're done for the month. People surveyed within the study said they would actually like genuine jobs with actual genuine incomes. That shocked me, Ramon. It shocked me to the core.
It is quite shocking. There's a lot of people that say, oh, well, you know, the ANC only wins because they give out social grants and they say the DA will take it away if the DA wins an election. That's bullshit. Right, as the graph right in front of you shows, the more social grants are paid out on an annual basis, the lower the support for the ANC. So the social grants aren't keeping the ANC in power.
No, and amazingly, jobs would. So according to the actual studies, during the Thabo and Mbeki eras, when jobs actually increased, lo and behold, ANC support actually increased. And then apparently, when the commies came in and absolutely destroyed the economy, yep, Patel, we're looking at you, my friend. Remember open shows and chicken? If you correlate the graphs, as employment decreases, so does the ANC's vote share. And as grants increase, the vote share does not increase with it. Wow. I mean, if only any person with a brain cell could have predicted this, eh?
Very much so. So the real important part is this particular graph, where it tracks GDP growth compared to ANC electoral levels from 1994 to 2022. And what can you tell me, dear audience members? As you can see, is once GDP growth goes up, miraculously, ANC support goes up as well. What does that tell us?
Now, this may be a reason why what we hear from Ramaphosa quite a lot is we need to grow businesses. And the way that South Africa currently thinks, according to commie logic, is if we redistribute the pie, we'll all be redistributed into prosperity. The problem is that the pie currently only has around 7 million taxpayers paying for the rest of the unemployed people. What it actually looks like is 350 Rand grants a month. And that isn't really enough for people to provide for themselves basic needs and services and provide a reasonable income to a household of dependence. Who knew? Hey, I mean, this is shocking evidence. This is low in my mind. How about you, Ramon?
No, but most importantly, people don't give a shit about grants. I mean, it's useful to them now to eliminate absolute poverty. I understand that. But they don't care about it. They're not saying to themselves, thanks to the ANC, I'm getting this grant. They're saying to themselves, I'm getting this grant because there's no freaking jobs anywhere, right? So this is the least that they can do. But they're not tied to it. If you gave the ordinary person with a grant a job, and you say, this job was provided to you by the Freedom Front Plus, those motherfuckers would vote for the Freedom Front Plus tomorrow. It is as simple as that. Because what this report shows, ladies and gentlemen, is that economic performance is linked to ANC electoral performance. The more jobs, more economic growth there is, the higher the ANC tracks in terms of electoral performance. As soon as there's a downturn, as soon as there's a recession, as soon as jobs are shed all over the place, ANC support drops dramatically. We saw that after lockdown. That was the most potent example in recent memory. But at the end of the day, what makes people vote for the ANC is not ideology or social grants or things like that. What makes people vote for the ANC is if they feel they live a better life today than they did a decade ago. That was the case for many, many years under ANC rule, but not anymore.
Now, according to the actual study, people do live a better life now than they did under apartheid. I don't think any of us could argue that the previously disadvantaged in some aspects are living a better life now. With that being said, if you look at the existing environment, there is some very important and very interesting things that the actual report says. And that is that the individual's desire to participate in BEE is actually very low. And what they actually want is a steady job, a household that they can look after, a meal on the table, and to go home and sit down with their family and actually have a wholesome family environment.
We have created a brand new insurance brokerage called, funny enough, Morning Shot Insurance Brokers. So if you're interested in saving money on insurance, number one, but most importantly, having a Zoom with me and my wonderful face, why not send me your insurance schedule to ramon@morningshot.co.za? Let's chat. Maybe we can help each other save money and deliver superior service, because that's what we're all about here at Morning Shot. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. If the ANC wants to win in 2024, they would take our advice, they would take the Social Research Foundation's advice, and just grow the economy. But in order to do that, they have to let go of everything that holds them together, like BE, patronage, and cater deployment. Which is more likely, economic growth or the ANC holding on to whatever it can to remain relevant?
Well, actually, there is a very good logical answer to this. You have to remember how politicians work. They come into power, usually with very little in hand. In that period, are they actually interested in growing things for the rest of us? Nah, what they're actually interested in is growing their own personal wealth during that period, knowing full well, once the actual appointment ends, that the actual taps get turned off. So is there a chance that they will turn things around for the country in order for the betterment of all of us? Nope, because tomorrow they will be unemployed and not in their actual position. So why grow tomorrow what I can steal today? And therein lies the lesson of the ANC.